Today I'm going to do a quick review of our North Shore sauna that we've had now for a couple of years. I got it after we sold our prior sauna that we built. It was a traditionally built one that was portable. We sold it because we were anticipating a move, and for a variety of reasons we decided to sell it, and I do intend to build another one someday, but in the interim we got this and I've liked it so far, but I've got some pros, some cons, and recommendations to go with it. So I've gotten a lot of questions, and so we'll dive right in. So the nice things about it, one, it's portable. We're out camping tonight. It's multi-use too. It's basically just a nice ice fishing hot tent type of a deal, and so we used it to sauna last night and then let it cool down a little bit, and then we pulled the bench out, set up sleeping bags, and we've got ourselves a place to camp. So that's really nice. It's also portable enough to where you could take it with you, down to the beach, down to the river, things like that. That's cool. It's got a wood stove, so an electric stove is certainly very convenient, but wood is nice. It's fun. It doesn't take electricity, so if you don't have the wiring at your house as it is, you don't have to worry about that. And so it's it's nice because it's portable. It takes pretty much nothing other than firewood and what shows up at your door. You don't have to deal with wiring and all that. And then in the summertime, you can take it down and then you get your space back. So if you have limited space in your yard, you can just take it down and obviously take it with you if you were to be doing trips. So those are some of the really nice parts about it. You can get different sizes. This is a 6-person one. I got it because I wanted something big enough to camp in like we are. Looking back, I may consider just a 4-person one because most of the time when we're using it as a sauna at home, it's just 4 people or less. And so this is really big. There's tons of space in there. There's plenty. 2 of us camped in there last night and still had room for plenty of gear and stuff like that. So this is a 6-person. I did forget to bring the rain fly. Typically I have a rain fly on the top, and that is nice. It helps a little bit with the temperature, and then obviously it keeps the elements out on the outside. So that's the setup. I also have the bench. So this is the bench, came with it. It's 2-piece, folds up, really compact, and it has nice, I think this is cedar on here, and it's got a spot for your feet. So one of the things that I like about this is you can actually get your feet off the floor. So regardless of the type of sauna you have and how hot it gets, it's always best to get your feet up, because with any amount of ventilation, the thermal gradient makes it to where the bottom is always cold. And so most people would agree that getting your feet off the ground is important, and that's kind of impossible in a barrel. And so I would personally prefer this over a barrel. Now, the dislikes, I guess, to roll right into that, wood stoves are awesome, but they're also slow. They take time. I think depending on the conditions, so atmospheric conditions as well as the surface that you're on, it can take anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour to get it hot. And that also depends on the wood that you're burning. And I'll talk a little bit at the end about recommendations if you do end up getting one, some things to do to kind of optimize the setup. But so is that. Disliked, it's not going to last 20 years. I mean, a traditionally constructed sauna will last a long time, like a house. And so this one, I don't know how long it'll last. It's only about 2 years old right now, and it is going strong, but I know it's not going to last 10-20 years, so it'll need to be replaced at some point, and I do intend on building a permanent one again, but in the interim, this is great. So now, who do I think is a good candidate to get one of these? I think there's a variety of use cases that make it optimal, and then certainly lifestyle choices. So if you don't own your house and you can't add electrical supply to a sauna, you don't really have a choice. You need to go with a wood stove. You can build a traditionally built one with wood stove, but electric is off the table. So this could be nice there. If you don't own the land or you've got a small amount, this is nice because it's temporarily set up, so you can take it with you when you go or take it down in the summer like I mentioned before, and so it's not taking up space year round. Another thing, if you don't have $10,000-$20,000 to spend on a nice build, it's probably not a good thing to entertain. For mine that we built a few years ago, it costed around $10,000, and that doesn't account for any of my time. And so It wasn't the most luxurious version that you could possibly build, so it can cost a lot. Cedar's very expensive if you go that route. So one of the downsides in here is you don't get the aromatics of the cedar that we like, but you get a little bit from the benches, and you can always add some of the oil to the water that you're throwing on the stove. But yeah, if you don't have the power at home, you don't have the space, and then also if you do want to take it camping, or you do want to go set up on rivers, things like that, anything that's set up at home is certainly not going to work for that instance. So if you do get one, my recommendations are a few things. One, I don't have it, but they do make a water tank that goes over the stovepipe that preheats the water, so that when you throw water on the rocks, it takes less of an increase in temperature, so it takes less energy to turn it into steam. And so if you're in a cold environment, that can help make the heat last longer, go further. So I don't have that. I'd like to get that. Also, I would only get as big of a tent as you need for the people that you're gonna have regularly. This is 6 people, it's more than enough. Like, again, it's usually only 2 people, and so this is pretty big. If you are gonna set it up at home and you have a choice, I would lean into like a wood or composite deck, or something that's not rocks or concrete, because there's just a lot of cold thermal mass there that while you're trying to heat up the space, it's constantly just kind of fighting. And so getting some sort of separation, obviously you have to be cognizant of the wood stove over a deck if you're doing it on a deck, but that seems to be the best way to set it up. Grass is also better than doing it on rocks or concrete. Another thing when it comes to firewood, make sure you're using good firewood. Obviously it has to be dry, but even I had bad firewood when I started, and it caused a lot of creosote buildup in the stovepipe, which occluded it, and so it just made it a little bit like it'd start to push smoke out when it occluded that, and so it was just this bad dance of trying to deal with it. And so once I switched to a better wood, it made a big difference. It certainly makes it warmer quicker, and then you just deal with less issues. So make sure you have good firewood. And then right before you do take a sauna, I've found that it makes a big difference to put like smaller firewood into the stove, more like kindling or mid size, so that it's a lot more flamey in there. Even if there's still a ton of coals in there, for some reason, I think it's just because of the thickness, the thermal mass of the stove itself, the transfer seems to be faster when it's like flaming firewood. And so I always just stuff it full with small wood when we're starting, and then that seems to make a big impact. Because it's a fairly lightweight stove, it definitely fluctuates in temperature faster than like a standard like heavy steel stove that you might have in a permanent setup. And then I mentioned the rain fly, but I would recommend getting that. You can either get like just the top one or one that goes all the way down the sides. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Do I think it permanently replaces the need for a traditionally built one? No, not for me. I intend to build another one eventually. Do I think it is a much better option than not having one? And in my opinion, probably even a better option than like a barrel sauna? Yes. Yeah, well, if you don't have a sauna and you can't afford a super nice one, you don't have the power, you don't have the space, whatever it is, great option. But if you could build one, you can drop a lot of money and time onto it, then I'd probably go that route. So if you want to check these out, look at the links down in the description. And if you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments.